Hey, what is going on, guys? So today is going to be a relatively quick video in regards to meat eaters misinterpreting veganism as being opposed to the consumption of breast milk from humans. I've already touched in the past on how ridiculous people can be when they use examples of vegan parents malnourishing their children as evidence that veganism should be discounted as a whole nutritionally. In that video, I cover the clear problems with this kind of reasoning, including many examples of meat eaters malnourishing their children, and how we obviously wouldn't be right to think that omnivorous diets are inherently unhealthy because of these select instances of omnivorous parents malnourishing their children. This video, however, is going to be based on a very specific tweet from an animal farmer sharing an article talking about a specific child that was malnourished from a parent who was just completely uninformed and irresponsible. So here's the tweet. It says, "I'm pretty vocal against veganism, especially since I was one for 2.5 years. It is not a healthy diet and destroys your health long term. This would not happen with breast milk." And this comes with two screenshots of an article speaking on a baby being malnourished due to an almond milk exclusive diet. So two main issues here. Notice that the person who made the tweet attributes this entire scenario to veganism. But number one, if you go ahead and read the original article, there was no mention of whether or not the mother was a vegan. They just mentioned that the mother was feeding the infant an almond milk diet, presumably based on medically unsound advice she had found online. It is certainly possible that the mother was vegan, but it's also possible that the mother was not vegan. Plenty of non-vegans consume almond milk and think that it's healthy. Also notice his second tweet saying veganism pushes for plant-based milk alternatives. Almond milk is not only bad for the environment, where you at vegans, but has minimal nutrients compared to breast and raw milk. It's almost as if he noticed that the article made no mention of vegans, or maybe somebody pointed this out to him, and then decided to double down on his post saying veganism pushes for plant-based milk alternatives to make it a little more convincing that he was justified in attributing this case of malnutrition to veganism. Now, I don't know if he did this for sure, but it certainly seems that way. So that's problem number one. Ryan, or the original poster, attributes this story to veganism when he has no sufficient reason to believe that this person was even vegan who malnourished their child. And here's the second problem I have with this tweet. I actually illustrated the second problem in a retweet of mine speaking on this original tweet. I said, breast milk is vegan, LMAO. Without realizing it, you've opted for a vegan option at the end of your tweet that is meant to go against veganism. And yes, it's true, breast milk, if taken consensually, is vegan. Veganism is about preventing animal rights violations through logically extending the rights of humans to animals within reason. It is not about avoiding the consumption of animal products in every situation ever. You can find more on this in my video covering the definition of veganism that I and many other vegans operate from. If a mother who is a human decides to breastfeed her infant, obviously this is with her consent and is therefore not a rights violation. And if you want to go off of the Vegan Society's definition of veganism, which I would say most vegans operate under, breast milk, when taken consensually, is vegan. So let's be clear about this. This rancher attempted to disavow veganism by sharing an article discussing an irresponsible mother who he does not have sufficient reason to even believe is vegan, and in his disavowment of veganism, he suggested another vegan option for an infant to consume rather than almond milk. Using his extremely intelligent logic, is it fair to say that he is also pushing for veganism because he, in his tweet, is pushing for a vegan option? Because think about it. Apparently, in his view, this mother was pushing veganism simply by feeding her child a vegan milk, almond milk. So if he's pushing breast milk, which is a vegan milk, he is now all of a sudden pushing veganism too, I guess. Amazing stuff, guys. Now, notice in the second tweet we covered that he says almond milk not only is bad for the environment, obviously this isn't even true compared to cow's milk, but has minimal nutrients compared to breast and raw milk. Now, some people have read this tweet and interpreted it as him saying that raw cow's milk is a sufficient alternative to breast milk for infants. Being charitable though, it's not totally clear that this is what he's trying to say. But it would certainly be ironic given that the article he cited originally states that cow's milk should not be used as an alternative to breast milk for infants. I sent him a direct message seeking clarification, but he hasn't responded yet. All right, guys. That's the end of the video. Thank you so much for watching. If you support my work and want to get early access to it, you can click the link in the pinned comment and support me on Patreon. And if you don't know, I do have a book going over most, if not all, of the anti-vegan arguments you're going to hear online. If you want to get that as well, that'll be linked in the pinned comment. Thank you again for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.
Dude,
fuck off. I don't want anything to do with you. Don't ever speak to me again. You're a fucking piece of shit.
even vegans don't get your weird, stupid wannabe sense of irony here. Who is your audience? Nobody gets these dumb jokes. Dude,